Here's Phil to tell you more.
What a lot of people have been saying, well, not a lot of people, but a few people have been saying is, you know, obviously, hey, I'm a newcomer to your stuff, but I noticed that I can't even go on YouTube and like search for your content because it's all like detractors. It's all insulting stuff about you. You know, I can't actually find your content anymore by searching. It seems like if I come to your channel and we sit here and I can find the contents here, but like there's no way to even like use YouTube search or anything to find anything about DSP or DSP gaming or anything like that. But it's weird because you've been around for 16 years. But yeah, like this channel has been around for a very long time.
It's had millions of people around the world enjoy its content.
Right? Why is it that your average stream gets like 300 viewers? Your average videos get under 1,000 views. You know, it's a simple answer, but to actually elaborate on that, right?
You have to look deeper.
YouTube changes itself every few years to chase a trend. Okay? And sadly, for people like me who are people who made a career as a content creator slash YouTuber slash video creator, whatever you want to call me on YouTube, either you chase the trends, right? And you follow the trends, and you then ride the trends to popularity, or you don't. If you chase the trends, you have to constantly be changing who you are, reinventing the content you make, and essentially being whatever's popular in the moment. Because at a moment's notice, YouTube can literally have someone go like this. Change the whole site. And now what used to show up in search doesn't. What used to get pushed to the forefront of a related video is gone. And they take a nice big broom and they take everyone else who used to actually get views on YouTube and they just sweep you right under the rug. All right? And then you're gone. YouTube has changed so much in the last 16 years over and over and over that anytime that you try to adjust to the trend, then they change again. And then you, oh, well, I guess I got to change again. I got to change again. I'm one of the people who has very rarely ultimately changed what I do. Back then, I never, ever, ever intended that anything that I did on YouTube was going to be a way to make a living. Anything that was going to get me any kind of popularity or prominence or be known on the internet. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought,
I'm just going to dick around and make some videos.
I wasn't someone who went into YouTube with the mentality that I'm going to make it big. I'm going to make a job out of it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And because of that, my passion for games, I feel, comes through. But because of that also, I find myself as a very, very more obstinate and stubborn person when it comes to changing my content for trends. I couldn't tell you how many times, oh, YouTube's changing. You've got to do the new thumbnail with your face on it going like that. And you have to have the clickbait titles on all of your videos. And your videos have to be of a certain length and have to look a certain way in order to get traction, right? Oh, you need to ride every trend. So when there's a ice bucket challenge, you've got to be doing it. When there's a new memeable game out that everyone's playing, you've got to play it. If you don't do these key critical things, you're just going to fall by the wayside. People are going to call you a dinosaur. People aren't going to care about you and your content. You've got to ride those waves of popularity. There are people who basically look at YouTube as a moneymaker, and that's it. Maybe they have some passion for the videos they make, or at one point they did, but what ended up happening was they chased a dream that they wanted to make it big on YouTube. And these people turned YouTube into a grind rather than something that there's fun or where their creativity and passion comes through. It's just a grind of content, okay? And the people who have that mentality basically are constantly stressed out because they're always chasing that new algorithm change, that new trend, that new thing that's going to get them some clickbait today so they have something to talk about and they'll actually get popularity on YouTube.
I have literally never done that.
So what ended up happening was at the very beginning, it was a hobby that wasn't taken seriously. I got popular. Then I got laid off from my office job. People felt for me, because they basically said, we feel bad for this guy. He's the underdog. He doesn't have any sponsorship or anything. And this guy's now getting laid off from his job, and we like his content. Let's support it. What you'll find is that there's YouTubers who are popular, but you notice they're always playing the viral game. They're always doing the next trend. They're always talking about what's supposed to be hip and cool instead of actually having like a focus. There's no focus, just all over the fucking place. But that's fine, right? Because they have a stream with 4,000 people on it every day just blabbing. They can't have a conversation with anyone in their chat because it's going with a bunch of mindless people. For me, it's more important to make meaningful content that people enjoy but is not harmful. Well, no one's really talking to me about anything, which is why I'm not really interacting with anyone in stream chat right now. No one's even addressing me. So I'm just mining, chopping down trees, and I'm sorry if it's boring, guys, but I can't, you know, these people to actually talk to me instead of unrelated shit. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So that's what YouTube started doing, is changing the algorithm to favor things that would favor different styles of videos. That didn't favor my content. So that was really the first major change that made it so that my content stopped being pushed to the forefront. Then YouTube wanted to favor videos that were way more higher production value. Things that had the thumbnail, the clickbait title. Because again, they thought that that would bring more people to the table to watch than just say a raw gameplay video or a quick game review of something, right? And so that started getting more focus, and that started getting more push on YouTube. For me, I've had some unique challenges because there was a couple times over the years where sadly people literally broke the law to do false takedowns and copyright strikes against my channel. YouTube doesn't get involved in that because their mindset is this: we only get involved if there's a lawsuit. And if there's a lawsuit involved, then we'll get our legal team and everything involved. Otherwise, we don't give a shit about anything. We just, you know, if people are going to hit you with a copyright strike, we're going to likely grant it unless we can find a blatant way to say that it's false. Like, let's say it's complete misinformation that's fed into their system and it doesn't make sense, right? But for the most part, they just grant nonsense. And it's dumb because they just grant false nonsense because they don't want to get involved or be legally liable for something. So there were multiple times during my run here on YouTube where people hit my channel with false copyright strikes. I had to then remove content from my channels to prevent my channel from being shut down. And actually what happens on YouTube, when you remove content from your channel and it results in a dip in views, which it did, I had to remove something like millions of, I think it was like 3 or 4 million views I had to remove from my channel because of the podcast, not the podcast, the pre-streams I used to do. Okay? Each pre-stream every day would get like 3,000-4,000 views. Okay? That was over a decade, was about a decade ago. Yeah, about 2015. So about 9 years ago, my actual pre-streams would get like 3,000-4,000 views a day. Now add that up to like 2 years. So that's millions of views. So what I ended up having to do was delete all those videos. And when I did, guess what? My channel left the algorithm. It literally said, well, DSP Gaming will no longer show up in the algorithm anymore. Because obviously if he's deleting that many views, there's just something wrong with the channel. That's how they treated it. It doesn't make sense because I willingly removed the videos to prevent false copyright strikes, but they treated me like I did something wrong. And it irrevocably changed my channel where I can't get my videos in search anymore. For example, Spider-Man Web of Shadows, or Spider-Man, excuse me, not Web of Shadows, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Used to be a playthrough that whenever you search for Spider-Man video game on YouTube, it would show up in the top 5 videos because it has over 1 million views. In fact, I think it has like 2-3 million views. Now you just can't find the video anymore. It doesn't exist. You have to specifically say DSP Gaming, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, playthrough part 1, then it'll come up. If you search Spider-Man video game, you will not get any of my content ever. It's as if all those videos pre that copyright strike fiasco were just erased from YouTube search, like they don't exist anymore. So with the things that happened, I was just destroyed from being relevant. In one day, I was releasing 10 gameplay videos of a new game. Are you nuts? Okay? Each part's going to get a certain amount of views, a certain amount of likes, a certain amount of comments.
A detractor releases one video of making fun of me playing that game in that day, all right? And that video is only one video, but it's longer than any of my gameplay videos, so it has the engagement and that long form factor that YouTube's looking for in the algorithm, and it's basically going to get more views.
So the longer hateful montage about me ends up getting more engagement, more views, more clicks, and is more favored by the YouTube algorithm than the raw content that it's based upon.
Is it better?
Sure, but the negative video, because of the basis of the way it's created, it's longer form, it's negative, it's clickbaity, it's got people liking it because they're fucking little loser idiots, it's gonna get more traction than a raw playthrough. So, did I change? Did I change my formula to be in line with what YouTube did? No. Why would I change who I am or what I do or what I love, right? At one point, it was favored. At one point, doing playthroughs and enjoying games and doing raw streams was favored on YouTube. But all the algorithm changes they've made over the years and everything have completely changed that. What they're doing, they just constantly keep shooting themselves in the foot. And instead of focusing on what actually would give their site long-term longevity and support, they chase a new hot trend. It's like the people in charge are idiots who don't understand what made their site popular.
Oh, Phil has shirked corporate America. He's done. He's making it for himself. He's the true rebel who just makes content and isn't afraid to say and do whatever he wants in his videos.
We're like, wow, that guy's a real piece of shit. There's people out there who have been making content as long as me, and in some cases even longer. People who have more subs than me. People who have overall more views than me. They used to bring in, no exaggeration, anywhere from 100,000 to 500,000 viewers a video. And now they struggle to get 10,000 views a video making the exact same kind of content. They haven't changed. It's not because they're hated. They're not me. They're not my situation. They're not hated. They just can't get views anymore because YouTube won't allow their videos to be found. Imagine a job where you're just working 9 to 5. You're just doing stuff for a paycheck. You don't feel like you're appreciated, right? It's the opposite for me. I actually feel very appreciated with my work. I know people come by, they hang out, they support it because they like me and they like the content, and that feels good to me. How about instead of all that dumb fucking shit, you actually put on a fucking shirt and tie, you come into work, you sit the fuck down at a desk, and you actually do some goddamn fucking work like the rest of us. Again, when I came into this, there was no making money on YouTube. From the years of 2008 to 2011, I couldn't even monetize any videos. I made videos for nearly 3 years and didn't make any money on them. I was taking the money that I had from my office job to buy all the games and finance everything that I did on YouTube as a hobby. Just because I loved it. Not because I saw dollar signs or I want, you know what I mean? And that's why when YouTube became more commercial and became more overproduced and it followed the trend, I was like, this is disgusting to me. That's not what I'm interested in. That's not what I came here for. Like I said, all my old legacy videos used to bring in 500,000 to 1 million views a month just on the legacy videos. They get 0 views. 0. Like right now, for the first time in ages, my Fallout 4 playthrough hit the algorithm and part 1 has 33,000 views. As a result of that, probably a few hundred people went and checked out my old Fallout playthroughs, and that's it. No one goes and watches my old catalog anymore. Only the most dedicated people who like have been along for the ride will go back and watch old stuff. Outside of that, it just sits there stagnant and no one cares.
And it's YouTube's fault.
Because YouTube brushed me out of the algorithm and doesn't want my stuff to be found because they want to prominently push forward the memesters, the popular kids, the kids who they think are going to sell more ad space, while all the content that people want to find or used to be able to find can't be found anymore.